it's Tia. So today I'm going to show you how I made these Mickey ice cream bar themed ears. So we're going to start off with just some plain ears. I think I got these from Amazon. They were like 13 for like $12, I think, something like that. I can link it down below for you guys if you're interested in buying this exact pair, but it had a whole bunch in the pack for very cheap, so I thought it was a good deal. So I would really recommend these ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these and decorate them. So first thing I'm going to use is some lace. Lace looks good on everything, obviously, so you have to incorporate them on ears, even if they're food themed, just because lace is so beautiful. So what you're going to do is you're just going to cut the lace into a rectangle and then just fold it around the ears and just hot glue them on. So you're going to begin with just making sure it lines up perfectly with the headband at the bottom, hot glue that part on, and then after that basically just kind of use it as if you're wrapping up a present. Once you have this first part on, matching up perfectly with the headband, the rest of it's kind of go free, go silly. You can just hot glue wherever you want and just have fun with it and just put your folds wherever you want, as long as it's covering the entire ear. Okay, so I just burned my finger. You can expect more of that later on. And now's number 2. Burned myself again. So then when you're all done, it should just look something like this. Like I said, just kind of like wrapping a present that's kind of circular, but then like straight on one end, and is actually nothing like wrapping a present at all. But then you'll just do the other ear as well, and they'll look exactly the same, and it'll be beautiful, and maybe my wrapping a present metaphor will kind of work out. So now we're moving on to using this 3D fabric paint from Hobby Lobby. Maybe I should have taken the price tag off of it, but now you know. I got this from $1.29. That's pretty good actually. So it's just some brown, kind of like some syrup or something that you would get on a Mickey ice cream bar, which is perfect for our theme, obviously. So you're just going to use that. You could also probably use like puffy paint or something like that. It's basically the same thing. Fabric paint just sounds way fancier. And here's a tip: take the plastic off of your puffy paint before you start to use it, because, well, you know, I learned the hard way. So now you're just going to be putting it on in little squiggly motions, kind of like syrup dripping down. And that's kind of the effect we want to give. It's like the ice cream is melting on our ears. So you'll just do that to both of them. And then just quickly and simply just fill it in with all of it. So mine, I used just one thing of this fabric paint, and it made it the entire ride for both ears. I was kind of getting worried that I was going to end up not being able to finish, but mine covered both of them fine, so I'm sure yours will too, so you don't have to worry about getting 2 of them. So now we're moving on to these glass beads. I got it in green, pink, and blue. So now I just have to rip this off. I probably should have ripped this off before and got prepared, but I was not prepared, and it actually takes quite a while, surprisingly, so good luck. Pops off perfectly, gorgeously. Man, wasn't that just satisfying? And now just move on to the pink, and oops, well that happened. So don't do that. This how-to is very quickly turning into a how not to, but I guess it's okay because it fell kind of in a sprinkling motion, sprinkling pattern, sprinkling whatever that word is. So it's okay. So I'll just add some blue, and I'll count that I already sprinkled the pink, so that worked out. So just add my blue over it. You can place these out more formally, like individually, and make them spaced out better and stuff, but I'm lazy and I just sprinkled it. And if it was real, they'd just be kind of sprinkles anyways. And granted, I know Mickey ice cream bars don't have sprinkles, but I just thought it looked cute, so cut me some slack, I added sprinkles. And then just do the exact same thing to the other side. Aren't they just beautiful already? I was actually really happy with the way these were turning out at this point. I had the vision in my mind, but it turned out so much better than I even planned. So now I'm just using this velvety shirt that I have that I just don't really wear. I'm going to use this as the fabric for my bow. Obviously you could just use ribbon or anything else, but for me, I'm just cutting up this shirt. So I'm just going to start at the seam and just cut into a perfect rectangle right after I fold this inside out. It's much easier to cut once it's inside out, so that's why I do it. And I'll just cut right at this seam here and then into my rectangle. Depending on how big you want your bow is how big the rectangle you'll make. I wanted mine about medium size, so I made it about this big. So you can kind of use mine for reference based on what you see is about the width of my hand, I would say. So yeah, just make sure all the edges are as straight as possible, but you don't have to worry about it too much, honestly, because in a little bit we're going to fold the sides down to make way more cleaner edges. So no matter what it looks like, don't really worry about it. Well, I mean, if it ends up looking like a heart or something, maybe you should worry about it, because that's not going to end up making you a bow. But in general, no matter what it looks like, you shouldn't worry about it. You don't have to be perfect and beautiful. It just has to resemble kind of a rectangle, and then you will be grand. So now I'm just going to cut another rectangle, but much smaller, and this is going to be the little like ribbon type part that goes around the middle to keep the bow together. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will later when I get to it, so no worries. So now we're going to start making our clean edges, and how we do that is we just simply take the edges and just kind of fold them up a little bit to where it looks nicer. And not only does this make it a straighter edge, because we probably, or maybe you cut straight, but personally I don't cut straight. So because I don't cut straight, I need to do this. Maybe you cut perfectly straight, maybe not, maybe you're like me and you don't, then you need to do this step. But also probably if you do cut straight, you still need to do this step because if you're doing fabric, it kind of rolls up a little bit and stuff, so you need to fold it in so it just makes cleaner lines basically. So it kind of gives the appearance that we sewed it, even though we're just sneaky and use a hot glue gun. So then we're just gonna hot glue just all the edges together just to secure it and make sure it stays and everything's straight and beautiful and ready to be worn on our Disney trip. Or even if you just want to wear them to the grocery store. Like, you know, I wish it was socially acceptable to wear Disney ears everywhere, but unfortunately it's not. But if you're that brave soul that just wants to wear Disney ears everywhere, then power to you. If I wasn't so nervous, I would. So I'm just going to measure this up to my ears to make sure that it's about the size that I want, and just fold it to the size I want and basically just hot glue it again. And then there's another burn. Classic Tia. Basically, guys, if you do what I don't do, I think you'll be good. Yeah, I think you guys will have really good Mickey ears, and we'll be rocking it at Disneyland. So then your big rectangle should end up looking like a smaller rectangle, maybe like your original big rectangle's baby sister or something. So then you're just going to pinch the center to make that beautiful bow shape. And take that extra piece of fabric we cut out earlier and just wrap it around the center to hold it all together. So you'll just keep wrapping it around and around and around unless you cut yours out perfect sizing and they just go perfectly together because you're just so talented and amazing. I am not like that, and of course do not have my proportions correct, which is why I'm just twirling and twirling and twirling and hot gluing. And then it should look something like this. Beautiful. Now I'm just taking this Mickey ice cream bar charm I made out of polymer clay and just hot gluing it right on to the bow. And then after I hot glued it onto the bow, I'm hot gluing it onto the Mickey ears. So super simple. I'm not going to show you how I made the polymer clay charm because I did make a video on that, which is already posted, so I will link that down below so you could watch. And then in the end, you will have Mickey ears just like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and to subscribe.